So I'm Peter Adley of Yardstick Landscapes. We're a residential, mostly, design and construction company. We do a little bit in the commercial realm, mostly for schools, but mostly we just deal with residential landscape design. Now, which way? Excuse me, I can't see a damn thing. So I've got just over 2 decades of experience in landscape architecture, landscape design. I've also had the privilege of exploring the intersection of design, horticulture and sustainability. I'm a trained permaculturist as well. I grew up on a permaculture farm, so from an early age I was immersed in systems thinking, plant production, food production, a lot of hard work and a lot of cooking. So I started my career as a chef, but then realised after some time that that wasn't really for me, and delved back into my passion for gardens and growing food. In the final year of the landscape design diploma, I started Yardstick Landscapes, and we delivered projects to the residential market and a few permaculture designs. Over the years we've evolved, and now we are a design and construction company, and we're still delivering mostly to the residential market with a few permaculture designs. At Yardstick we focus on clarity, respect, dedication and accountability. So our design and construction philosophies. A long time ago, Trevor Notter walked into a room and he was asked, you were there probably at that lecture, he was asked what his thoughts were and what he could share with landscape design students. And he walked in and wrote, "Stop doing stupid things" on the board. Now that's a resounding statement really, about making informed choices in every aspect of our work as designers and constructors. Don't use plants that don't grow in South Australia. Don't use timbers that are farmed in an unsustainable manner. Don't create spaces that don't work. Don't create spaces that are too small, can't be maintained. Don't do stupid things. That's the basis of sustainability. We at Yardstick don't do obvious things, we don't do banal things, we don't do mediocre things. We aim to set a standard for excellence. Permaculture design principles still do inform our approach. We design from patterns to details. We value the use edges and value the marginal. We apply self-regulation and accept feedback. These are all integral to our design philosophy still. I want to talk a little bit about something Amanda touched on as well, and that's sustainability is not just about environmental sustainability. There's sustainability in your business. There's sustainability personally as well. We in our office have only just implemented a rotating 4-day week in the design office, which is awesome. First and foremost, your business structure needs to be sustainable, otherwise we have nothing. It's vital for long-term success and not only sustain the business owners, but those engaged with business. Whether a small operation planning to grow, its careful management and thought are crucial for sustained business growth and to sustain your longevity of your business. Building and fostering relationships is critical. Most business owners will know that a lot of time spent just fostering relationships and patting people on the back takes about half your time. That's where leads come from. Making sure you have good relationships with suppliers and contractors is critical. That helps sustain your business. It also extends to image, brand, marketing, all of that, making sure you're current and visible, I guess, to everybody is important. Balancing client satisfaction, business growth, and managing high standards requires sustainable and solid business practices. As far as environmental sustainability goes, which is, I guess, the focus of this day, firstly, I think we recognise that what we do does have a positive environmental impact. We green gardens, we green parks. It gives a positive and a very strong impact to people. It reduces heat, shades areas. We've got to balance environmental concerns with client preferences, architect specifications, industry standards, etc., etc. And that's where it becomes a bit tricky. Quite often we have to compromise our views somewhat in order to adhere to what we've been told to do. And that happens even more so in interdisciplinary relationships where you're working with schools and governments, and they have requirements for a lot of products which are plastic, imported, etc., etc. But where we do have influence, we have a responsibility to act in the most sustainable way we practically can. Clients will value your expertise, and we can proactively nominate sustainable practices and materials. And more often than not, we can get a project to a more sustainable outcome. So it's critical to do what we can, I guess. We also have significant control over really important elements such as plant selection, soil improvement, mulches, prioritising sustainable choices, and we can reduce the impact of our projects. And during construction, we can also implement some steps and protocols to further enhance sustainability, including reducing waste, obviously. There are some recycling initiatives, like a company called Restore, that salvages materials and sells them on. There's liquid waste disposal issues. I don't know if most constructors have probably faced this in the landscape industry, where trades are just washing out wherever they want to. I'll often suggest to a client at the start of a project that there are liquid waste disposal options through bins. And mitigating soil degradation through compaction and proactive advice there as well. Another issue you find as a constructor coming to rock solid building sites full of building rubble. And then there's professional and personal sustainability. Again, something you might have touched on. You've got to remember that the most important person in your business is you. You're the backbone of the business. If it's not sustainable, you won't survive, you'll burn out, and then your business fails and you have no opportunity to do anything good at all. Running a business can be all-consuming. We all feel the pressures of business. It's a bit intense sometimes. So most importantly, we have to look after ourselves. And continue learning is staying relevant in a rapidly evolving industry, and finding a balance between work and personal life, as I've said. So let's look at one of our case studies. Permaculture garden designed a few years ago. 34 square metres of productive veggie beds, and they intended to mostly feed their family of 4 from the space, which they did. Our clients had 2 very active young boys that still needed grassed area. They are very active indeed. They wanted a lot of hitting space and climbing space. The permaculture garden that we developed, playing with it there, it incorporates a lot. We have got the veggie beds in the sort of tan colour, keyhole beds, got frog ponds, chicken production, chicken tractors, fruit trees, grass space for cricket, hitting walls, fire pit area, storage areas, aquaponic systems, nut trees, cubby house, mounds, wood ovens. We squeezed it all in. In permaculture, every element should serve a couple of purposes, and we've achieved this, and referencing some of the permaculture principles there as well. Chicken production area, which obviously they're the things in this planet that give the most and ask the least, but the brown area around the perimeter of the veggie beds is actually a tunnel. The chickens were directed from their coop onto the veggie beds when they were fallow, so they can fence off different sections of that, get led on, and then they till the soil, fertilise the soil, eat pests, and finish off the veggies that are finished growing, and then they get led on to the next bit. And this is so it's a circular vegetable production space. The use edges and valuable marginal, the keyhole bed system has, I wrote it down, I think it's 63 linear metres of edge. That's where the pick and come again goes, so herbs, lettuces, etc., the bits the most used, the most visited, and there's the most of it. Then the veggies that take a bit more space going behind that. Espalier fruit trees all along the boundary that the chickens run through, fertilise, again pick up fallen fruit. Chickens then obviously produce the bedding material in their coops, which gets composted. They give us eggs, obviously. And then food scraps go to them. So multifunctional use there. The old shed slab. The shed was moved back and a new shed got used as the surface for the hitting ball for the tennis. There's a cubby house that looks like a fort there, and next to that is a beneficial plant zone, aquaponic system. The seating for the fire pit area also doubles as seating for the pergola. That's also storage, and inside one of those is the esky. So there's a lot going on in this system, and it is about systems thinking. It's about having every element interplay with each other, and therefore generating a sustainable and it's a self-supporting system. There's less work involved in a system like this because you've got all the other elements working for each other. That's the basis of permaculture. It's really about getting a sustainable system which has a lot of moving parts, which reduces your input into it and gives back so much. So, as far as I'm concerned at least, it's a very well thought out, tried and tested system of sustainability. At Garden now, there's our 2-story recycled timber kids turret with a fireman's pole coming off the back of that, which led to a mound which they roll off of, and it's absolutely abundant. It produces so much food, and they do pretty much feed their family of 4 people on it. So, in summary, I'll probably zoom through this a bit faster than anticipated, but sustainable design and practices have an impact on our environment, our businesses, and ourselves. They enhance business resilience, reduce operational costs, foster innovation, and moreover contribute to healthier, more livable communities and a prosperous future for us and generations to come. Practicing sustainability requires a shift in mindset and behaviour, however, both individually and within businesses and communities. It involves making conscious choices in daily life and business operations to minimise harm to the environment and maximise positive social and economic impact. Thanks very much.